Hey there guys, and welcome back to Alex Invest. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex. I'm a business owner with a degree in economics, and today the markets are starting a little mixed this morning. But stocks that have not been mixed over the past few days are hydrogen stocks. The trend up continues for them a little bit today. In Ballard, for example, who this morning is up 4.6%. However, among the leaders in the past few days, Plug Power was up there, rising 12% on Tuesday and another 7% on Wednesday. Now this morning, Plug is down about almost 1%, but that's not a lot considering the gains they've had in the past few days. Now, I did mention in one of my earlier videos on Plug, you can go check it out right here, made around their most recent public share offering, which did bring their price down to that $22.50 mark, and I said we would not see that price again and it would be a good time to buy, and that is exactly what we saw. I said some consolidation there and then probably another big uptrend, and now we're at the $30 mark, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Why is Plug Power rising? Why is the hydrogen industry in general continuing its uptrend, and what am I gonna do about it? But before we get into it, please like and subscribe, guys. As always, it really does help out the channel and it helps me create more content for you guys. All right, so back to Plug Power now. One of the reasons they've been doing so well in the past few days is because of their announcement with Walmart that they will be expanding their relationship to provide ProGen fuel cells and perhaps GenFuel charging stations or power stations for some of their new warehouses in their e-commerce business. Now, this was already announced in August, but what is new information here is that in 2021, Walmart is looking to again expand more into this e-commerce business with Plug Power so that Plug can provide these efficient material handling vehicles, or at least the fuel cells for the material handling vehicles. So the expansion again of the deal that was announced in August is what we heard this week. Now, Plug Power and Walmart have been working together since 2010, so quite a while, but joining their e-commerce business specifically is very, very big here, because as we all know, and I mentioned it again in my last video, e-commerce is growing so much here, and more packages are arriving to people's houses every day because of online shopping, right? With e-commerce continuing to grow here and Plug's fuel cells working in the material handling industry here obviously quite well, and we can see that because, you know, this deal was originally made in August, and now again we're seeing the expansion of that deal. Just shows how well this technology works for Walmart and how efficient it is, as well as how much easier it makes Walmart's job to get these packages delivered, to get their warehouses in order and move stuff around, or else they wouldn't be expanding that deal. So obviously things are going very smooth over there, and it's clearly a lower cost and more efficient solution for them. And this is why I think that Plug, as well as some of the other hydrogen companies, have been doing well over the past few days, because again, it just reaffirms what we already know, that hydrogen is going to be part of our future here, along with the other clean energies like EVs, like solar power, right? And this deal with Walmart again just shows where the tech is going and gets investors excited about the future. And let's just go back to e-commerce here for a second. Companies already right now cannot keep up with the demand in packages that are being delivered every day from the e-commerce websites and from that online shopping, right? I mean, even Amazon, probably the biggest retailer here in the industry for e-commerce, has already said that packages are not guaranteed to be delivered before Christmas now. So Plug Power can perfectly step in here into that market, which they're already in and they're already big players in, and things are working, right? They can step in there and create a more efficient network for material handling for these huge companies, and so that they can be able to ship more packages and get packages ready quicker and more efficiently, right? And again, it's a growing industry here. They're in the middle of their growing industry in the hydrogen industry in general, and then they come in here as well in the growing industry of e-commerce. And it's what companies need right now to become more efficient there, which clearly we have demand for it, right? And soon we're going to see all these big companies using hydrogen fuel cells for material handling. Think Amazon, think FedEx, think UPS, you know, all the big ones, Canada Post even, and not even just for shipping packages, but in other industries where they need to handle materials as well. And now, of course, we know about their GenDrive fuel cells, right? It's one of those main ones that they use for forklifts and other things like that for that material handling industry, right? They take the fuel cell and they put it into the forklift or whatever, and it becomes hydrogen powered, all clean energy, and that is great. But there's another step to this which I think some people are missing, and that's the GenFuel solution that they now offer as well, which is basically a way to be able to charge your hydrogen powered material handling equipment, because the fuel cells are easily chargeable on site. They have the GenFuel system to be able to charge these hydrogen fuel cells, making it so easy for them, right? And even Walmart has said that their GenDrive material handling vehicles are the ones that are running 99% of the time, showing just how well they work and how efficient they are. They're moving in the right direction here, and I think we're going to see that continue, of course, moving forward, especially, like I said, in those growing industries, again, that they're in here. You know, Plug's full year guidance implies 35% year-on-year growth, and that alone shows me where they're headed and that they're going to get there, even though profits might still not come for a little while. It was also announced that they have a deal with Apex Clean Energy to provide energy through solar panels to produce very low cost renewable power. And again, we can see that expansion there and where they're headed in the space. The lower cost that we're getting to provide this hydrogen energy, the more likely it's going to be adopted by more and more people and be used by more and more industries and companies, right? And of course, both Bloom and Plug Power are trying to move from not only producers of fuel cells, but also to producers of the hydrogen to power those fuel cells. Again, that's the start of this is Plug's GenFuel hydrogen fuel cell solution there as well, and sort of making it a seamless transition to this hydrogen by having those fueling stations on site and being able to quickly and easily power their fuel cells for these material handling. And not only in the material handling space, but in the space in general, this will advance very, very quickly here. And I do talk quite a bit on this production of hydrogen that Plug and Bloom are going into in my video on Bloom Energy, actually, where I talk about how they're setting up these hydrogen systems and hydrogen networks that will again make the transition to hydrogen so seamless and so efficient that it will be worth it over any other type of fuel, like any natural gas or oil, anything like that. But importantly as well, perhaps over even electricity in that sense. All right, so now I just wanted to go over the chart with you guys here quickly so we can see where we're headed. And we can see all the way back at the end of November, we were down at $14, right? And since then, we've just seen huge upturn all the way. We're at 31.73 now, and we can see this trend line I drew, right? And we're gonna continue here. I think off of this 31.69, we can see this morning we were down a 1% and we're up almost 4% now already today. So from here, I think on today, we are going to continue to see that move up, but Monday, I could see a bit of a drop here because, again, we've seen so much gains over the past few days here, right? If we look even back to here, we were at 24. This is where the public offering was announced, right? We came down to that 22, almost 22.50 price here, basically, a little bit lower. And since then, we have not seen that except for this one very instant dip back up, right? But again, from there comes up, right? And we consolidate here, and then right here, news comes out, right? And we see a big jump, and we're just going to see that continue here now. Again, we see the uptrend. We're probably going to come back to some consolidation, maybe a little bit of a downturn, and then again, we're going to see it go up. So would I buy right now? No. Would I wait for the price to come back down off these highs? Yes, and then that's where I would buy. So of course, I'm always looking to pick up more shares in these companies. They are my favorites. Plug is one of my favorites. Fuel Cell is one of my favorites. We can see from the MACD here that it looks like the momentum will continue for the uptrend for now. So we'll wait to see what happens if we see a switch there into that bearish momentum. But we can see again, the volume here too is very high. Trading a lot of volume here continue, and that is why I think we might see this price actually come up a bit more before we see a little bit of a downturn and some consolidation there. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for the video today. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment as always. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.